You are live now, yes.
Are there yet? All right. Well, good evening, America. Happy birthday and stuff. Also, freedom. We were going to make a Boulevardier tonight to acknowledge France's role in the creation of the United States. Yes, that's right, children. If it weren't for the French, there'd be no America. So July 4th and also Bastille Day, probably the 2 days a year we're not allowed to make fun of the French. But we didn't have any Campari, so we could not make a Boulevardier. So instead, we're going to, I guess, acknowledge the role that Italians have played in the creation of America, i.e. giving you all of your good food and drinks, and make a cynar Negroni. This would be the point where I would, give shout-outs to the various liquors. I'm not going to do that for Tanqueray. Tanqueray has Stanley Tucci. They don't need me. But, I wouldn't mind having that suit he was wearing in that commercial. It was a beautiful suit. Anyway, so we have this interesting Tanqueray Sevilla Orange Gin. We have a wonderful local product here. I will give a shout out to Don Ciccio. They make a bunch of wonderful Amaros here in DC, including one made from artichokes, or in Italian, carciofi. Carciofo?
Yeah, that's the singular.
Yeah, there's no I.
And carciofo is...
Carciofi would be more than one artichoke, which
Yep.
I assume there's more than one artichoke per bottle. So.
Yes.
Carciofi Amaro. And good old, solid, reliable Dolan red vermouth, which I guess is French. So French people, there you go. There's your shout out. So thank you, France, for giving us red vermouth. Vermouth rouge, or vermouth, as I think Julia Childs used to call it. Anyway, cynar Negroni, easy to make, equal parts of everything. So, oh, by the way, this is from, the recipe is from Robert Simonson's book. Other than the fact that he says that there's no such thing as a vodka martini and it should be called a kangaroo, he's actually seems like a pretty cool dude, so thanks for the book. It's very informative. But I'm never going to call a vodka martini a kangaroo. Never, ever, ever, ever. So there you go. Glad that I got that out of my system. All right, so one part of the Tanqueray. I mean, if Tanqueray does want to give me a nice suit like they gave Stanley, seriously, I'm sure I would look nice. Not as nice as him. I'm not famous or anything, but I do like nice suits. All right, here's our cynar. Now we're using cynar instead of Campari. I mean, I don't know, in case you don't know, a Negroni is usually equal parts of gin, Campari, and red vermouth, or sweet vermouth, which is the last ingredient. Negronis are great. You can make them with mezcal. They're wonderful, one of my personal favorites. Negronis. You can make them with gin. And as I said, essentially, if you substitute bourbon, I believe it's bourbon, for gin, you make a Boulevardier. So French people, just pretend I put bourbon in here and I'm drinking a Boulevardier.
So why are you stirring instead of shaking? Is that just better for the camera?
No, you don't shake. I've never seen a shake in Negroni. I mean,
They're always stirred? Okay.
I'm not Robert Simonson, so I'm not going to say with 100% authoritativeness that you don't shake a Negroni, but I've never, ever seen it done.
Okay.
So I just put in, normally you would put in one big ice cube. We don't have any, so.
Because we haven't made any. We do have the tray, but we don't have a...
Yes, we've been lazy. So we're just using little ice cubes. Not as good. Use a big cube if you can find one. All right, so there it is. The cynar Negroni, or in this case, the carciofo Negroni.
Yeah.
Again, seriously, Don Ciccio, good stuff. Drink it. Drink lots of it. That's really interesting. I'm guessing maybe some of you have never had artichoke-based booze. It does not taste like a vegetable.
No.
It's a little bit bitter, which is a very Italian thing. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit bitter. Amaro dolce. Very, very Italian. And it's got I don't want to say savory, but yeah, it's bittersweet with just a touch of savory. It's not like you're drinking green beans or anything like that. So do not be afraid of the more common brand you may have heard of is cynar. It's got a really bright red label with a big green artichoke on it. So, But this stuff, just as good, maybe better. I don't know. Have to do a side-by-side comparison. All right, so. This is good. All right, I'm going to give this to my lovely wife to give it a try here.
Yeah, it's a really dark brown. Which
much
is kinda
darker. A Negroni is more reddish.
Mhm.
Obviously, this is more brownish from the Carciofo.
Ooh,
I like it a lot.
me too.
That's a nice drink and
Yeah.
easy to make.
It has this lovely, like, spicy
Mhm.
orange zest kind of flavor.
So yeah. Now, since this gin works in this would obviously work really well
Mm-hmm.
if you happen to find this orange Tanqueray. This would make an excellent regular Negroni too, because Campari is orange flavored. It's bitter orange liqueur, so natural combination there. All right, so again, celebrating freedom with a Italian-ish cocktail, and so you should celebrate freedom too by making the beverage of your choice, because, well, freedom, I guess. So yeah, America and all that. Don't forget to put milk and cookies out for Captain America.
Well, that was last night.
Oh, that was last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I missed
on
it.
the eve.
Sorry, Steve Rogers. We didn't leave you any cookies and milk.